Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss what are my best toys recommendations for age group of 1 to 2 years and why I think that these are recommended according to me. That was my personal choice. In fact, I have created a video where I have created, to enjoy the children, and have fun and have playtime without toys also. Consider an era of like 1800s where people are not having those toys. Were they not playing or they're not enjoying the life? And in fact, if you see, even for the educational toys or so, like whatever we think is an education, if a child really want and they have that thing inside them, then they observe the things in the nature and then they do it. Like all the scientists of 1800 or 1900, they were not having educational toys at that time to invent something. But yes, we are in today's generation, and if we want to do something good for our children, out of our likings and out of our capacity, if we want to do something, we want to keep them engaged doing something in our indoor activities, then what are those toys recommendation for me, whatever I am using for my child, that I wanted to cover based on my personal experience. And now, since every child is different, your parenthood will journey for everything will be different, but then this will give you an insight, an overall insight, that what is the kind of thing which you can look forward for, what the child like on that age group, and then why I went for that. So this will give you pointers. So now choice will be yours and decision will be yours based on your child interest. So make that custom made. So before we move ahead, I would always try to give you overall generic guidelines which applies for all the toys below 3 years. Preferably take the wooden toys with the non-toxic and lead-free paints. You can also opt for the plastic toys, but then those should be BPA free, non-toxic and safe for the child, and also the lead-free paints they should be using. Also see the particular age group of the child, and also that if there is any warning of a choking hazard, because that is very important in that age group. And then there are other considerations which you can have for the child. Now, for example, I would like to start with my don'ts. I don't know, like every child is different, but yes, I had a toy like this and a toy like this, which I thought was educational and my daughter will be enjoying, like a laptop like this with ABCD phonics or stuff like that, and then this thing and toys like this. Yeah, so I did collected toys like this over a period of time, and every parent has their own journey. So I had it. I didn't had someone to tell me that this might not help to my baby. Yeah, so like as human beings, will you be interested to hear the same voice again and again? And this is my honest review. You will not be interested to hear the same voice, or the sounds again and again. It's annoying, and it's equally for the child. Yes, they will be so much attracted to these toys for the first hour. They want you to get this, and then they want you to do something on this. They will be like minute you purchase a toy like this, they will be engaged for definitely those 1 to 2 hours, or maybe if that excitement lasts for a day, but not more than that. I have not seen my daughter playing with this or with any of the toys which I have covered. This or this, which are so-called educational electronic toys. So they also want, like at that age group, they also want something which engages them, which they are doing. So there has to be an activity for them to do in that toy. So that should be your primary consideration. As I said, all children are different. You can definitely try to get one of this or more of this to see if your child is like attracted towards toys like that. But at least for my daughter, based on my experience, I have seen that these toys have not been used like more than 5 to 10 minutes. And in fact, that too in like, in 2 months she will take that and try to use it, or 3 months or so. She or she see that in someone's hand when I'm cleaning, and she see that in my hands, and then the voice goes off suddenly. Then that is where, she'll get attracted to it, but she'll not get attracted to it more often. So then if you're not having these toys, then what are the other toys which we can have? So the first recommendation I will do to every parent is have something like blocks. Blocks is something which definitely I think every child should have. I have covered many things which we can do. We can have some creativity in terms of, creating some buildings, some castle, a farmhouse, many things we can do with that. Then we can teach colors. Every time you try to put some color, then tell that it's getting registered in their mind. And so for example, they start stacking the blocks one by one. So the blocks of the 1 and 1 are more convenient to them, and they start stacking. So there is a hand-eye coordination skill which is required, which exactly has to go on top of it, that to stack it. So that is the thing. Then they are having, their other motor skills developed to grab it and put it. And they are also learning colors from them, because as they are stacking, you can always tell them the colors again and again. So then you can use it for counting and whatnot. It has endless possibilities. And then I also had the stacking cups, and I also had the stacking rings, which she have played a lot, and now is the age where she is able to do those thoroughly till 1.5 in fact. And even till 1.8 she was not able to do those stacking cups completely, though she was adversant with the stacking rings. But the stacking cups, she was kind of confused most of the time. Then toys like the sorter, the shape sorter, any toy of that type. So what happens with that is that they try to coordinate their thing, that okay, a circle can go in a circle only, and then a star can go in a star, a square can go in a square only, and then taking it and coordinating it so that it goes inside. A lot of fine motor skills and logical skills are getting developed with that. Similarly with the stacking things which we have covered. And then something which is like a lot of fun for them, for example, that a basket with a lot of balls. Now this comes in different models. I have given one just like that, where you make the child sit inside that and then they will be playing. So these days they are even giving hoop options, which I haven't seen earlier. So they can take the balls and put that in the hoop. So it's a lot of like sitting or a standing position. It's a lot of hand-eye coordination which they can do doing that activity, and I'm very sure that they will be enjoying activity like that, because my daughter was also fond of balls very much at that age. And then they are also having some models of like a tent type thing, where you crawl and then come to you do some activity and then you come. But then these kind of models is like, again, as I mentioned, it's a space constraint thing. If you're having that much space for your children, then it's fine. Otherwise you might not go for toys like this, or even the ball stick, because it takes a lot of space. And then the other things is like the shapes, stacking of the shapes which we see in the wooden one. So it is a good thing to do, because it is having like very small holes inside. And then the child takes a lot of time to figure out how to put it on exactly that that small hole inside that rod. So it's a very good exercise for them. In fact, it comes in a different shape sorter thing also. So I had this learning resources shape sorter, where it was like different rods, like a square can go in a square, and a circle, and a triangle, a rectangle. So I had that toy. So that has really helped. She was not able to do it very easily in the initial 1 to 2 years. Only at the later years she got adversed with it. And as her skill increases, so it's a good practice. So at least my child was more interested to do activity based playing, more than some electronic toy. That is what I have seen over a period of time, and I have not repeated those mistakes, because sometimes we think that our child need it, but we need it rather than they needing it. So she enjoys these kind of toys more. So now, for example, fridge phonics. So this is only one of the toy, because it also has an activity. So she need to take a alphabet and then put it. She is having that fun to adjust that in that toy, and then a voice will come. So she was having a lot of fun with that. And then, friends, I will tell you, it's mentioned fridge phonics, so but it is not something that I have put on the fridge, because I was kind of frustrated. Whenever I was working in the kitchen, she will come and stand next to me and play with this toy, and after that it is like 10 to 20 minutes for me to figure out all the pieces which has gone below the refrigerator. It is hard time for me, to use all the kind of, mop handles and whatnot to get all those pieces back, whatever has gone inside. But then after that, I have actually taken a Crayola board, and I was keeping that just, in the living room entrance to my kitchen, so that she played there. She have that feel that, okay, mama is there, and then she's playing there, and anything which falls off comes off automatically in that basket of Crayola, or if it falls off in the carpet, and it is easy for me to clean. I was really having a hard time with the fridge phonics on the fridge, to be honest. So this is my experience. So you can also have some toy like this where you have to throw the ball and it should go. So it is a good throwing thing. It enhances, and a voice comes. It also encourages the child to do it. So toy like that also helps, because it is an activity related to it. You are throwing it somewhere and then something happens. Like in the fridge phonics, you have to place it so that something happens. So she have enjoyed that. And now the learning blocks. I'll come to the learning blocks. I have a bullock cart which I have taken for her in the early years of like 1 year or so, which is like, having uppercase, a small case letter, uppercase letter, the numbers, and even the count of those numbers. Like, for example, if they write 9 there, then it will be like, for example, 9 trees or something like that. And then even some objects, like, for example, if it is D, then it will be having a duck image, an object of that, when you speak. So D in the capital, the lowercase, and the object, and one number with the trees. So it's a lot of fun. One cube itself is a lot of fun. So they can even stroll it like a cart, and then these cubes take care that there are many toys available in the options, but then some of them which I find on the Amazon is like very small cubes. So the one which I had is like very large cubes which you can easily hold and even stack those and play. So go forward for the one which is bigger cube, because they have a lot of content also on that, and endless possibilities even of that toy till date, till 2 years and above. And then the puzzles, like we have started with the Melissa Doug jumbo knob puzzles, and then came to the other puzzles. So this, in the initial year, like 1 or so, it has really helped, because she was trying to do it easily with that jumbo knob, which was not coming through with the other knobs. But then over a period of time, like when she have reached like almost 1.5 or so, then she was able to do even with the others very affluently. And then some outdoor things also which I would like to recommend, like a beach play set, which your child can do not only in the beach but also anywhere in the garden, in the patio, or anywhere. Like if you have a park nearby and they have a sand, I used to take it like that, because I was not having beach at that time near to my areas, and moreover I was also not having a garden or a patio of my own. I was having a small balcony patio type stuff. So whenever we used to go to park, I used to take a toy like that, where she used to enjoy putting sand inside. So this is something for the outdoor plays. And then the other toy also have that. I don't have that one, but it is just like that if you would like to. And then I have ride and toy. I will really recommend you to have at least one of this type, like ride-on toys, whatever goes with your baby. That really helps because they have a lot of pretend play with that. They try to say they explore all the features of that toy, and they try to move also. So there is a lot of activity which they do. They really like these kind of toys at this age. Any ride-on toy, for that sake. Then I have also given my other things which I consider as toys, because those are learning toys for me. So like for example, flashcards and the posters, that is something which you should invest when your child is 1 year, because that will last for a long period of time. And I personally felt based on my experience that she used every bit of it. And that's the reason I have given this in this category also. Like posters, flashcards, colors of all types. She was doing like colors from the jumbo crayons, from the even the watercolors, and the side chalks and the washable markers. And then we were also doing like with the color paints, the hand painting, the foot printing. These kind of activities were like she was taking a lot of interest. Though it was a lot of mess, friends, it was a lot of fun for her. So have a a waterproof mat with you, so that you can clean it. Or what you can do is do that in your patio and then put some water. So at that time I was like on the ground floor, so I used to that in my patio itself. And I used to have little water to rinse it off. So these activities we were doing it like that. But then like things like washable markers and the watercolors which she was very fond of doing, those things I have a washable mat, and then I used to make her sit on that, and then she used to color on the papers. I have just given that indicatory as like coloring book, but she was having papers because she was like in the watercolor she was like so much of water that it will spoil all the other sheets. So it is always good to give them sheet by sheet. So I used to have my own printouts in like black and white, which I used to give her because she used to make her so mess with that one paper, so much water or so. So I was not giving them books at that time. I was like, if she's doing crayon or so, then it's a different thing. But if she's doing sketches, even because she will do like even for the washable marker, she will do till the time it it really tears off. So it will impact the other pages in the book. So that's the reason I was giving only like one page at a time, so that whatever she want to do, she'd get over with that. So yeah, friends, this is like based on my experience. Do let me know in comments if you like my video, and if there is something that which you want to discuss with me on any other of the toy suggestions for your child. And if you have purchased any of these based on my recommendations, then also do let me know. I will really look forward for your comments on this. Yes, friends, that's it. Hope you liked my video, and if you have liked it, then don't forget to give me a thumbs up on this. And also please do subscribe to my channel for any more updates on notifications on the new videos I post. And till then, take care, stay blessed, enjoy the little things with your baby. Bye bye.